Alright guys, so here we have the adjusted trial balance for Ivanhoe Company. So it gives us lots of numbers and everything. And the purpose of this is that we're going to be closing these accounts. So like we're going to be preparing the closing entries. So, so the first thing it asks for us to do is to close revenue accounts. So we have to look and find what their revenue is, and after it's been adjusted, they have service revenue and they have rent revenue. So first one would be service revenue, so you'll put that in here as 33,020, and it goes in the debit because normally service revenue is credited because it's not cash, it's revenue. They receive the cash later. So because normally credit, you put debit over here. So, and then you do the same thing for the rent revenue, which after being adjusted is 13,350. So then you add those two together to get your income summary, which is going to be credited to balance out those two. Because when we're closing the different accounts, it's going to be going towards the income summary, which is then going to go to the retained earnings. So the service revenue of 33,020 plus the rent revenue of 13,350 gives us a total credit to the income summary of 46,370. And that's that for the revenue accounts. The next, we're going to go, if we look down here, it says to the expense accounts to close them. So we're going to go, again, we're going to be going to the income summary. And normally expenses are debited, so this time we're going to credit them. So first we have the salaries and wage expense, which is 18,060, so we put that in here. Then we go to the rent expense, which is 16,900. So we put that in on the credit as well. Then the supplies, we have 1,600. And then insurance expense, see, is 1420, and the depreciation expense of 1,200. So we add all those expenses, the 18,060 from the salaries and wage expense, plus the 16,900 from the rent expense, plus the 1,600 from the supplies expense, plus 1,420 from the insurance expense, and plus the 1,200 from our depreciation expense gives us a total of 39,180 for the income summary. And so now the next part, we're going to close income and loss. And so this one can be kind of tricky if you don't remember what the step is. But basically what you do in this one is you take your credit from your income summary of the revenue minus the income summary of your expenses, because the retained earnings is your revenue minus expenses, and so that gives us a debit or a credit amount of 7190 for the retained earnings, and so we need to balance those out. So we put in 7190 into the debit into the income summary. So then we come here and we look at our dividends, and so we scroll up here because we're closing our dividends expense, and our dividends here shows us 2540. So we put that as a credit, because normally a dividend would be a debit because it's paid in cash. So put a credit there, and then to make it equal, we do the retained earnings of the same amount, 2540. And then that is how you would close accounts and be the journals. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I will do my best to try and answer them. But we'll see you in the comments. Thanks.